Hello and welcome. I'm Tom Sinclair, that VidBlaster guy. It is great to be here today. Another fine day on this fine earth. And we're going to talk about VidBlaster and live streaming and all sorts of other cool stuff. I'm so glad that you could be here with us today. We got a bunch of folks in the chat room. So if you're watching live and you're not in chat, yeah, you got to check it out. It's a lot of fun. Thanks to those of you that are tuned in from YouTube also. We appreciate that. And hope you'll subscribe to the channel. That way you'll get a notice whenever we post a new video. That VidBlaster Guy show, we do live on Wednesdays, live to tape, and we'll post it to YouTube tonight. Sometimes we have to massage it a little bit before we get it up there, so it takes a little bit of time. And then in the second segment today, we'll do the Streaming Idiots, and that gets posted to YouTube on Fridays. It's live. Both shows are live on Wednesdays, and then that VidBlaster Guy is posted to YouTube on Wednesday evening, and Streaming Idiots is posted to YouTube on Friday. So kind of not trying to load you up all at one time. But if you subscribe to our YouTube page, you'll get notices whenever those things are posted. Also, I will say, if you go to our website, easternshorebroadcasting.com, and sign up for our email list, you will get a notice from me. And this is not any big deal, but it's a little deal. You'll get an email notice from me when the new Streaming Idiots has been uploaded, even though it may not be released yet. You'll get an email from me probably on Thursday saying that the new Streaming Idiots is available on unlisted, I think is what YouTube calls it. And then you can be the first one to see it. Last week on Streaming Idiots, I did a rant about deceitful marketing in internet broadcasting, and it was pretty well received. I posted it, I think, live on maybe Saturday. I was a day late posting it live. But by that point, the folks that I'd sent the email to had watched it like 60 times. I mean, there were like 50 or 60 views already, which is a lot for, kind of pre-posting. So I appreciate you guys doing that to give it a good head start. And if you haven't seen that one, the rant on internet broadcasting, go to our website, check it out. It's in the Streaming Idiots archive. I think it's important. Integrity is important. If people can't believe what you say, if your word is not your bond, gee whiz, that's no good. The age, this new age of internet broadcasting, and even though I've been in it since 2008, in some ways it's still very, very new. It relies on the sharing of good, accurate information. And that's what this show is about, a source of good, accurate information. In this case, about VidBlaster. Streaming Idiots is a little bit more broad-based. So we want you to be able to take this as a good, solid resource, and that's probably why I was ranting about some of those other folks who just weren't weren't being honest. That's the bottom line. They were being deceitful. And what was it somebody said to me the other day? They said, well, if I just tell part of the truth, it's still the truth. And I said, no, it's not. It's telling things that may be factually true, but with the intent to deceive. That's the difference by telling part of the truth. Anyway, sorry, didn't mean to get into that right now. That's my little integrity rant. Still, obviously, a little bit of it's still left over from last week. I am really excited about something new we've started here at that VidBlaster Guy. We're calling it our Quick and Dirty Tutorials series. And we started it today. We've already uploaded 4 or 5 to YouTube. And these are just 3 to 5 minute tutorials. Is it tutorial or tutorial? Anyway, short videos that teach you how to do something. Yeah. And we're starting with simple stuff. And the idea came to me, it's come to me a lot of times, but it finally came to me yesterday, I think, when I was talking with somebody and they said, Tom, why is my video pixelated? It just doesn't look right. And I said, well, let's start with the simple stuff. Let's start with, what's the VidBlaster resolution set at? And of course, it was set at the default rate, which is 320 by 240, and the frame rate of 25. And that's why their stuff didn't look good. Once we fixed that, things cleaned up a whole bunch. And so it finally dawned on me, there ought to be a place where people could go and just kind of breeze through a dozen, 20, 50, however many tutorials where they can just learn in 5 minutes or less something about VidBlaster without having to watch one of these whole shows, which are, used to be an hour now. Now they're just 30 minutes, but still 30 minutes is a big commitment. So we've broken them up into little teeny bitsy pieces, and I would like to show you one as an example of what's out there. And this one actually is about the well, let me show you one, then I want to show you another one, and then I'll tell you the story about them. And most of them are questions that I get asked. And when I get asked these questions, it's like, okay, I wish I had a video I could just direct people to. Anyway, here is one, and I'll let the video speak for itself. Hi, this is Tom Sinclair, that VidBlaster guy, with another quick and dirty tutorial about VidBlaster. How do you get access to the beta functions in VidBlaster? It's really pretty simple. What you have in front of you is VidBlaster default profile. It's the broadcast edition, so the skins look slightly different, but all the modules are the same. To get to the beta functions, hold down the Control key and the Shift key on your keyboard, and then click Modules, Add. And you see now all of a sudden the Recorder 3 beta, Screen Capture beta, Streamer 3 beta, Tally Lights beta. These beta functions appear. We can also go Control Shift View, and that will bring out the playout module, the playout controller, which is also a beta feature. So if we did it regularly, modules, add, notice those beta features are not visible right now. So it would be Control Shift, modules, add, and there are the beta features for us to use and experiment with. New beta features will be added pretty regularly. I'm Tom Sinclair, that VidBlaster guy. That's how you get access to the beta features in VidBlaster. All right. So that was pretty quick. It was 1 minute, 28 seconds, something like that. And basically the concept was I can have this stuff set out there. Sorry, I'm queuing up the next one right here. That's why I'm only giving you half attention. So that it's right out there so you can ask the question. Now, a lot of this information is duplicate information. A lot of this is already contained in the VidBlaster wiki, wiki.vidblaster.com. But what I found is a lot of folks don't go to the VidBlaster wiki. Or they don't go there first. They flounder around and they send me an email, and they may email you. I don't know. And hopefully they're going to the VidBlaster forum, but the wiki is probably the most in-depth resource about VidBlaster. So, really, what I'm trying to do here is answer the simpler questions that I get asked all the time, so that there's a way to go find the answer yourself, or I can just shoot you back an email, say watch this video. Here it is in good explanation. Now that you've seen the one on how to get access to beta features, I actually incorporate that into another one, and I'll let it speak for itself. Hi, this is Tom Sinclair, that VidBlaster guy, coming to you with a quick and dirty tutorial on VidBlaster. What you see in front of you is the VidBlaster default profile. The skin is actually the broadcast skin, so it's slightly different from the trial version, but everything works the same. And in this case, we're going to stream using the new beta Streamer 3, that's just been added to VidBlaster. We're using version 3.34 for this demonstration, but the beta modules are kind of hidden. So in order to find them, you hold down the Control key, the Shift key on your keyboard, and then click Modules, Add, And you'll notice that now we have different things with beta after them. In this case, stream of 3 beta is what we want. And that was Control Shift and then modules add. And here we got the streamer 1. Don't let the 1 there confuse you with streamer 3, because that just tells you it's the first streamer that you've used in this setup. We'll right click to gain access to the menus. There's start and stop. Source is going to be our program, and so that's appropriate. Stream type, in this case, we're going to stream to Decast, so we'll select Decast here. Then right click on the module. Stream settings, we're going to set our login with Decast. And this is actually the Decast login. And I'm going to type in my Decast login. And then I'm going to type in my password, but excuse me, I'm going to pull that off to the side. And once that's in, I'll go back to stream settings. I've got my login, and I want to get my channel, so I'm going to go out to the cast. It says get refresh list. So I'm going to tell it, go get that list. And it went out and it got the list. 4 channels were found. Let's see what they were. Right click, stream settings. Whoops, stream settings, channel, and there are 4 channels. We're going to use that VidBlaster Guy. That's our regular channel. And we'll right click, we'll set our video resolution. We'll leave it at auto. Even though we're in the default profile, it's actually set for 320 by 240. And you can set it for anything else you want to stream. Obviously, you don't want to stream a larger resolution than what you're actually using. So we would have to change resolution up there in the video resolution. Yeah, there we go. Right there you see it's 320 by 240. So we would change it to something else. But for this example, we're going to leave it right there. So video resolution, auto, video bitrate. Actually, we would change it to 864 by 480, which means we would want to stream about 1500 kbps. And then compression, we'll leave it medium. Audio device, we're going to select our microphone because that's how our mixed audio is coming into our PC. Compression, let's see, video compression, we've been there. Audio device, we've been there. Audio codec, we're going to select MP3. We could select AAC if we wanted to. Audio bitrate, we'll leave it at 96. Auto restart, we're not worried about that right now, but it would automatically restart the stream if for some reason it got dropped. Display size allows us to change the size of the streamer module physically, so we'll leave it at the default size. And then info is kind of a good way to sort of check and see what you got. We got module type streamer 3, CDN is Decast, channel is that VidBlaster Guy, audio bitrate is 96, audio codec is MP3, video bitrate is 1500, video compression is set for medium, resolution was 320 by 240, frame rate is 25. Again, you probably want to change those, but that gives you an idea of what you're set for. And then it's just a matter of starting streaming. And the streamer comes on, and away we go. We're streaming. We're actually streaming to the channel right now. We better stop that. So I'm Tom Sinclair, that VidBlaster Guy. That's how you do streaming with the new beta streamer in VidBlaster. And as you saw, and there was some chat in the chat window here, if you're watching us live, where Martin says that the text was not clear enough. But my apologies. He's right. It probably wasn't clear enough because we're actually streaming this live at 480, but the YouTube video will be uploaded at 720. So what you saw here was a 720 video that was streamed live at 480. So it didn't have quite the clarity that it might have had. Anyway, that's sort of the feel of it. I think I've got one more. I've actually got several more, but I've one more that I wanted to show because I wanted to get your opinion on it. Let's see. Let's do this one. And again, we're going to kind of let it talk for itself. Hi, this is Tom Sinclair, that VidBlaster Guy, coming to you with another quick and dirty tutorial about VidBlaster. Today we're going to talk about profiles. What's a profile? Well, a profile is how you save all the modules and all the settings in VidBlaster so that you can use them again. Today in front of you, you have the profile called the default profile. So there's actually a default profile in VidBlaster, and it shows these 5 modules with various things loaded into some of them. We can go to File, and we can clear a profile, load a profile, save a profile, or lock a profile. Let's load a profile. Well, let's clear it. Clear it basically just takes everything out so we start fresh. We wouldn't have to do that, but we could go straight to load a profile. And let's load a profile that I use on my show, 3:14:15. And then it's going to take a second for that profile to load. And as it loads, you can see it kind of building. And once it's built, let me kind of move it back into the middle of the screen here so you can see it a little better. And you see there are lots of different modules that are preloaded with overlays and still images and videos and other kinds of things. Let's go back to the default profile. So we'll load profile. It gives us a warning that says this will remove 19 modules. Continue? Yeah, let's continue. We want to go back to the default profile. We'll set it, select it there, and then our screen will rewrite, and we're back in the default profile. We can also save a profile. So if I wanted to give this a special name, this would be our tutorial profile, for example. Now it's saved as the tutorial profile. So we could go into load, and we could load the tutorial profile if we weren't already in it. In order to delete a profile, you can just go into Windows Explorer and navigate. Let's see. We'll navigate to, you can see where you would need to navigate on your PC in order to get here to delete those. One thing that you can't do is save a profile with the word profile in the name, because then VidBlaster won't be able to see it. That's just, I don't know if it's a bug or what it is, but don't save your profile name with the word profile actually in it. You can use all sorts of things you can use, but don't use the word profile because VidBlaster uses that in the name already, so it would confuse it. Anyway, I'm Tom Sinclair, that VidBlaster guy. That's how to use profiles with VidBlaster. All right. And we have uploaded these to YouTube as unlisted files for the moment, and we've created a playlist. So if you're looking for it today and you want to go into our playlist, this is I think the tutorial is called VidBlaster Playlists or something really catchy like that. And I apologize. Here in the studio, I think somebody close by has fired up a lawnmower. So if you hear a little background noise, that's the lawnmower. So these are should be available. That's an interesting question about YouTube. If it's unlisted but it's in a playlist, is it really in the playlist? I'll check that after the show here and make sure that these are available for you guys to watch. So I've got 2 others that I'm not going to play right now. One of them is on the output module, because I get a lot of questions on that. How does the output module work, and kind of how does the VVD work? And then on resolution and frame rate. And that's basically where, just for folks that are bumping into the problem of low resolution, it's probably because VidBlaster is still using the default setting for resolution there. So let's see. So we'll be adding to those. If you've got something you'd like to see us do a tutorial on, or if you'd like to do one yourself and have it included in that mix, we'd love to have it. Obviously, we need to screen it and make sure that it meets our high standards. And so that's, virtually a green card. Anybody can come in. And we'll add to it as time goes on, and then as we get a lot of them, I think we'll probably need to create some sort of index or something like that. We'll probably do that through easternshorebroadcasting.com. But just trying to be helpful, just trying to be a good resource of good, accurate, truthful information about VidBlaster. And if you've heard me say something that's not true, or you think it's not true, by all means, test me, challenge me on it, and we'll want to make sure that we're getting good, accurate information out there. Because the last thing we want is inaccurate information, because then people go plunging off the end of a cliff like a lemming, and that's not a good idea. So shoot me an email, tom@vidblasterguy.com, and I'd be happy to help you, and be happy to create a tutorial for a question that you might have, or actually receive your tutorial if that would be something you wanted to do. Let's see. Coming up in the next segment, Streaming Idiots, we're going to be talking about sort of a non-update on our PC. Well, I can tell you that right now. We are building a portable PC. I say we, it's really me, based on a device that was created about 15 years ago by Pinnacle Systems called the Stream Genie. And you can Google Stream Genie, and it'll show you basically what I call a portable, a luggable PC, which some people are calling a lunchbox PC. Yeah, lunchbox, like this is a lunch for 10 people lunchbox. It's pretty good, but I mean pretty big. But it's got room in it for a full ATX motherboard and all the other goodies, and of course it has the keyboard and the monitor all in one box. So it makes it very, very portable, and we are in the process of stripping out all the old guts and putting in new guts, and our process has gotten a little slowed by the fact that I don't own a Dremel tool, and Dremel tool is for doing destruction and demolition. And so we have to actually do some destruction and demolition to this old case in order to make the new motherboard fit in there. So that'll be fun, and we'll document that. So as soon as the Dremel shows up, we will have some more updates, some more actual updates with pictures or whatever in it. So you can just wait like everybody else at this point. And let's see. Oh, I know. Last thing I wanted to close with, because we're about out of town. Time. Excuse me. I keep thinking about something else. For the spring, March, April, May, I am going to be offering to 2 individuals. I want to limit it to 2. Myself as a coach or mentor for you to get your streaming project moving forward. If you're thinking about doing one and haven't moved forward on it yet, or if you're in the middle of one and you've hit some snags and you need to have somebody come alongside you, I'm gonna accept 2 folks that I will come alongside in the next 2 or 3 months to assist as a mentor. There will be no charge for this, but it would be the kind of thing where we would talk by phone, talk by Skype. We can do a team viewer. If you're in the specification part and you want to figure out what the specs are, what cameras you need, what capture cards you need, how is your audio going to work, and you want somebody to bounce your ideas off of, or if you want somebody to tell you what to do. I mean, I won't do that really, but I will strongly encourage you. For example, people are all the time, saying I've got an i3 laptop, and I would strongly encourage them not to try to use that, because I think it's going to be frustrating because you're not going to get the results you want. And so you have to create your foundation properly. You have to build a good foundation so that you can build other stuff on top of that foundation. So if you are interested in that, shoot me an email, tom@vidblasterguy.com. Tell me what's going on. Tell me what you want to do. kind of tell me your story. And I'll probably wait about 10 days from today before I sort of say, you two are the two. It may be that nobody applies, and that's fine. If nobody needs help, that's good. All these other resources that we're making available are doing the job for you. But if you need more help than that, I'm happy to help. There's no charge at this point. We're sort of testing the waters on this, and if this is something that ends up being a real need in the industry, then we may offer it as a paid service. Because I'm imagining that I'm going to devote a good amount of time to these mentees, so I can be the best help to them. Anyway, that's the story on the mentorship program, and I commend it to you. And if you're interested, let me know. Let me know. Coming up next week, we're going to have Paul Allen Clifford on the show. If you're not familiar with Paul Allen Clifford, Google him, Paul Allen Clifford. He is with, I believe it's called Church Tech TV, and does all sorts of, I think he does daily podcasts about church, specifically church, house of worship, technology. He'll talk about Twitter, he talks about YouTube, he talks about streaming, he talks about video, audio, all that kind of stuff. So mark your calendars for next Wednesday. The 11th, we're going to have Paul Allen Clifford on the show, both on this show, that VidBlaster Guy, as well as Streaming Idiots. He's agreed to come on both shows, so it'll be a lot of fun. He's an interesting guy. So I'm Tom Sinclair, that VidBlaster Guy. It has been my pleasure to be with you today, and I'm hoping that you'll subscribe to our channel on YouTube, and that what else? What else am I hoping? I'm hoping that you'll have a great day. How about that? Y'all take care now.